I think if you throw a rock high enough, you'll see like the Halo dome, like go.
The World War II anti-bomb technology.
This cloud pattern up there, it looks a little too consistent to me.
Yeah.
That's just a texture pack.
Not my best clap.
Not your best clap.
Yeah.
Usually you also don't clap well.
Ooh, well, okay.
That's what everyone says.
It's rough. He's only been sleeping 13 hours a night.
Yeah.
What the
Sorry.
It's been so good.
It's been good?
Yeah, I got 2 of the beds in my Pontins apartment, and I pushed them together to make a mega bed,
Which is actually just a full-size bed.
which is just a regular size bed for a normal
It
human.
might not even be a queen,
And
You guys
honestly.
know in The Sims how when you have like worse quality stuff, they have to be on it longer? Like 13 hours
Oh,
here
yeah.
on these mattresses
Yeah.
is just like a regular night's sleep.
Yeah.
So here we are. Welcome to beautiful Pontins.
Hey, everyone out there.
Pontins.
Do you have a bed that's maybe a little too comfortable? Maybe not haunted by enough clowns in your life?
Does your electricity go out and there is a machine inside of your cupboard that you can pay with to make the electricity come back? Do you not have that?
That uses like a Street Fighter cheat code enter system.
Yeah.
That you have to press B 3 times. Well, come on down to Pontins Resort in Camber Sands, England.
Cumbersons.
Where you can use a shower with 2 temperature settings, no in between.
Blue and red.
Dude, this shower looks like a mini vending machine.
It looks like
You have to put coins in it.
it looks like it can.
The tokens.
It looks like it spits out Kirby's.
The first day I was taking a shower and I was flicking it back in between cold and warm to keep it at the temperature I wanted.
That's so insane.
Oh, there's tech there. Yeah.
What's the two reds? Did you figure
The
out
2 reds is the hottest.
Okay.
It like scalds you.
It's red, 2 reds, and then off.
And then middle red is like barely warm. So
Yeah.
you have 2. You're basically taking a cold shower. So you have to rotate between burning your skin off and
Yeah, there's a player here who lives in Camber. He's super good at it. He's like the #1 seed in showering.
It's called temp bouncing. So, okay, for context, we're here at what is called Pontins. It is a resort. We're also with our good friend Donald Benson.
And you don't have to click out because Ludwig's not here. You can stay with us.
No one has
You
ever
can stay
done
with
that.
us forever here at Pointins.
Yeah, he's at Pontins, buried underneath the pavement. His bones.
He'll never leave.
His bones are fueling us. So we're at a melee tournament called Fête, and it's an EU tournament that has a lot of players from Europe and America. And
Australia.
Top 8's happening right in a little bit. And this is a amusement park that has been built what appears to be 60 years ago.
Amusement park is such a strong word.
Yeah. It's a park. For sure.
Dude, they got projects. I don't know if the camera shot. Well, there's footage we'll show you guys, but there's definitely like we could sell crack in these towers.
Yeah, I just went around.
They actually filmed The Wire right over there.
This will be an interesting episode because I actually went around with Miles on the pedal bikes. We got a little story about that. And I just filmed the entire park. So as we talk about it, Archie, you could just put videos up of the things we're referencing. Because I need people to understand what this place is like.
Yeah.
It's like this
We're
it's just
unraveling
this
a dark
fusion.
secret.
It's this startling like fusion between Chuck E. Cheese and concentration camp.
Yeah, it does look like this is a place. So this actually seems like a place when the apocalypse happens, we can compound here. We can build steel walls and line them with rail guns.
Dude, there already is steel walls. When me and we'll get into how me and Josh got here, but we came in very late at night on foot. Across fields.
Go ahead.
On foot is not an exaggeration.
The main thing, I think, a beautiful thing. It's funny because it's right behind the camera, but they have these like animals that like represent Pontins, and there's posters of them everywhere. They all have names. There's an eagle, a crocodile, a zebra, and a monkey, and it's basically what Five Nights at Freddy's is about.
It's eerily close.
Someone came up to me at this event and said, "Hey, look, it's the Yard Podcast," and pointed at those 4 characters.
We did
And I
a
went
little
left
tag
to right,
yourself.
and I was like, "It's pretty accurate."
It's pretty close.
'Cause the order inside, it's the really gay-looking bird first, so Aiden.
That's clearly Aiden.
And then it's the crocodile, which is the main character, which is Ludwig.
Yes.
And then the only one that doesn't really work is the zebra for me. But then the 4th one's a monkey.
No, the zebra does work for you.
zebra
It's just
does
on the
work a
same
little.
spot.
Because I got black, I got white. What you want?
No, because look, you can see it's right over there.
Oh, yeah, it is right there.
Yeah, the zebra
The
is.
zebra has the best hair.
Honestly,
Best hair.
drop the pink belt and it's Nick.
The shorts, yeah.
Yeah, like hype beast, like piece of shit.
The pink belt makes
like
it
annoying.
Yeah, so that's basically.
I was gonna
it.
say I'm not the bird, and then I'm like I got my nails painted and my glitter done.
Yeah,
Today.
you got the Merlot on your fingers,
Yeah.
and there's obviously a monkey named Chuckles who gets up into all kinds of shit. So that's pretty much me. So
You are pretty
I'm a Chuckles
Chuckles-coded.
main for sure. But okay, so we came here. There is a tournament going on in the big venue, and it's actually pretty spacious. It's musty. It's probably the mustiest one, but that's not anyone's fault except Europe, who doesn't use AC.
It's the mustiest tournament of all time for sure.
It's their fault for not using AC. It's no one in theirs fault for the must. And so that's happening. And yeah, we've just been hanging out.
And we have these weird little fucking apartments that are like not hotel rooms and not quite like dorms. They're apartments, and they're so. I went into mine, and all of the kitchen appliances were just open. So like the fridge was like fully defrosted. And like the oven has been open for a while.
That's because you didn't pay your daily power bill.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
You have to tap up. So you have a power. Every room. There's no Wi-Fi. Every room has a power meter that you have to tap up by scanning a QR code with your phone, going to a website, and then putting money into the meter so
Yeah.
that your room has power.
I put 40 bob in.
And then also, so this is yesterday morning because when we got to the room, some power was paid for, like a pound's worth.
Yeah.
So it lasts the day. And the next morning, I want to shower, and I'm in the room brushing my teeth, and Joshy is just so insistent that he wants to shower first. Comes into the room,
Never let him shower first,
takes
by the
his
way.
shorts down so that I can see all of his god fucking hairy
his
ass.
bare, hairy
it is
Greek
so
ass.
hairy.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm gonna pop a ball out. If you don't give
Josh
up.
has weird balls
and then-
too, if you guys don't know, which you probably wouldn't.
But why would they know?
One of them is really tiny. It like didn't develop properly, and one of them's normal.
That was his
Yeah.
twin in the womb.
Yeah, so
that
you,
he
so
cannibalized.
he'll ask you like, do you get a sad wish or do you get a fun wish?
So I bait him. I leave the bathroom, and then I
Lean
walk
back in your
back.
chair. You probably look bad on camera.
I walk back in. I walk back in like a minute later, and I just drop pants, underwear, all of it, fully naked, jump in the shower. I steal a spot,
Nice.
and then I take my fucking 10-minute shower, whatever. Joshy pops in. He's got soap on. He's mid-shower. Power goes out, which means that the water machine / heater that makes the shower work, period.
Yeah.
It's not even a cold shower. The shower stops working
We've
Yeah.
got to
when
put
the
more
power
kids
goes
in
out.
the machine.
It's gated by
and
the power.
Joshy
Water
is
it.
covered in soap in the shower with no way to turn it on again, and we don't know how to pay the meter. We don't know how it works because our 1 pound of power has run out, and we're trying to fix it.
Because we originally thought the bouncy castle outside of our house or our apartment cut the power.
Yeah, and
'Cause
there's a big bouncy castle area here,
Yeah,
by the way.
they turned on the bouncy castle, and there's someone that watches it for 8 hours a day. Hopefully, high out of their
Fronting
mind.
the cost of electricity to the guests is insane. I'm just kind of really thinking about
It's
that.
very
so
Stalin
funny.
core.
Like as a
So
resort.
funny.
Like imagine you checked into a resort and they're like, all right, so here's where you pay your gas bill and your electricity. It's like, do the people just live here normally?
It is the
America just hits you
accommodation.
with resort fees.
The accommodation
Oh.
is like £25 a night. So
Okay,
it
so
checks
Yeah,
out.
I was saying
They piecemeal it.
if we wanted to do like a fucked up like English Sweet Life of Zach and Cody kind of thing here, where we could pay rent. It wouldn't be that bad.
Dude, I want to live here.
Dude, we could
Sweet-
own this whole place.
English-
This is like
English
Old
Sweet
Kent
Life.
Road in Monopoly.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can have it all.
This is Baltic Avenue, where
English
there's rats.
Sweet Life is just fucking Zach and Cody's mom like packed the fuck up, fucking working at the corner store.
Record scratch.
Are you gonna pack?
that sound?
Yeah. Look,
Do you want to pack or do you want Aiden to pack? I think we should-
selfishly, I want to pack because I'm addicted to nicotine now.
So, Kalen is on this tip where he just brings snus now, which is gums tobacco, mouth
It's,
tobacco.
it's a little pillow.
Can you clarify for me? Maybe you can help Dom. Dom's our producer for this episode. Is Kalen into snus because his wife's Swedish? Is that why?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's in America. What is it?
No, but it's like a
Love of the
Swedish, it's like
game.
a Swedish thing. Like every Swede I know, except Leffen, packs the fuck up all the time.
Dude, Leffen off a pack? I'd love to see that.
So what it is it's a little pillow that you put between. If you know what dipping tobacco is, it's kind of similar. It's contained in this little satchel. You pack it in between your lip and your teeth, and you want to dry your gums off a little bit first. Your mouth is gonna get really. You're gonna spit a lot. But basically, there's a ranking system, a 4-star system. And so
if you're under the age of 18, maybe turn the volume a little up. You're gonna want to write notes on this part.
You're gonna want to study this.
So
in
when
terms
you
of the
on your
nicotine
birthday, you go,
content, there's 1 dot, 2 dot, which is what we started out on, 3 dot, and then 4 dots where the dots go black on the package.
Yeah, and 1 dot's basically like beginner level on the campaign. Like if you're a gamer, just don't even play
Just
it.
skip it.
Yeah, just go to 2.
If you've had a nicotine addiction before, get straight to 2.
Yeah, 2 is where most gamers start. 4 chili peppers. No one's had a 4 dot, right?
yeah,
We're
Like,
thinking about
yeah.
packing up 4 on the last day.
Do they sell 4 here?
And it's wild currant as well. The flavor changes and the color system darkens.
I'm on. I've never tried this before, and the day one, Kalen comes over to me. He's like, "We're doing a pack match, and we play a best of 1 in melee, and the loser has to pack up." I've never done it before. I win, so I'm safe. But the last night, I fucking put it in there. Feel like a hole is burning in the side of my mouth.
To be fair as well, what happened is we were on the 2s when we got here to Pontins. Even.
Pontins.
But now
And YB, one of our friends, was like, I'll buy you guys, if you guys start packing up 3 dot, I'll buy it for you. And we were like, no.
he's big tobacco.
Yeah.
Hey, it's like, hey, I'll buy it if you're gonna fucking do the hard shit.
Yeah. The first 3 dots free.
But also, he wasn't about the smoke. He wanted to see us do it first, which in Australian culture is a real faux pas. Like, if you want to if you want to get it started on 3,
You're doing
Be
it
the
too.
first.
You have to
Yeah.
lead. You have to be like Julius Caesar in the front of the
I'm doing
the
3.
legion.
Who's coming with me?
Yeah,
Exactly.
type of thing.
you got to lead the charge.
There
so,
they are. There's the whole crew. So
Do you have any 2 dot?
Wildberry 3.
Nice. Yeah, bring it. Bring it.
wild berry.
Oh,
wild
a lot
berry.
of-
We're pretty good for drinks.
So it's a
but-
new flavor.
Yeah, bring her
We
in.
want to
bring her
give Aiden a 3 dot and watch and see what happens. We want to
in.
see
We
him
wanted
be
to
a
get
smoking
Nick
pair of
sick
shoes.
live on the podcast.
This is so bad.
Will you pack a 3?
Yeah, I did it last night. I had 2 3s last night.
Oh.
Dude, that's why. Dude, I got nicotine. Dude, I had got nicotine sick for the first time in my life last night.
'cause this is Kalen. Kalen was trying to convince me that packing a pillow and drinking Coca-Cola are both the same type of edge break, so I may as well just pack the pillow with him.
Caffeine.
I know, but you're saying Coke is the way I'm getting the caffeine. He's like, what's the difference really?
These are so.
Let me
Yeah, that's
Don't
great.
sip
this
I
way.
brought us a dip spit cup. Yeah,
like a
So,
I have one.
Bro.
All right, get it in. Yeah, this is bad podcast content. Get it
pack
in.
it up.
I'm
I've
sorry,
tried
audio
Wildberry,
listeners.
actually.
Audio listeners, we're outside in front of Pontins Resort, by the way, and we are putting packs
Yeah, for the
in
audio
our mouths
listeners,
right
we're
now.
at basically Friday Night at Freddy's.
Five Nights
and
at Freddy's
doing packs of nicotine.
in the parking lot. Do they have a parking
Wait.
lot in Five Nights at Freddy's?
Well, you never see it because you're
We're
stuck, right? I don't
we're
know
in
how
a
the game
country
works.
that got abandoned in probably the most forsaken part of that country. So
God did not abandon. This is where the Queen shines. The light of Queen Christ shines on us.
There is a church.
This place.
There's a
looks-
church that hangs over the Pontins character cast.
This literally looks like Undead Berg. I'm not kidding.
yeah, it's haunting. This is RE4.
looks like,
the bell starts ringing and all the employees at the end of the day.
It looks like in like Left 4 Dead 2 when they can't afford to put like real IP on the wall somewhere.
Yeah.
So they just like
Yes,
put this
dude.
next to like a church.
It's like a Rockstar game where it's like Pontins is like a Rockstar Games fake brand.
Yes.
It's like the Sprunt like
it's
cola.
like Quiggly Doo playground.
Yeah.
This place looks like Prince Andrew took a few quiet trips down here.
Did you
What
guys
did he
ever
do?
have in primary school
Oh, that's me,
Oh.
boo. Don't worry about me, love.
your joy thief nearly took a?
Don't worry about my
Took a
joy
fall.
thief, bro.
Here's your.
He's always wondering about my. Miles calls my phone the joy thief. I call it
JT.
a joy bringer, a JB, and we've talked a lot and
It's a
extensively.
spectrum between no one is purely JB or JT.
Mine brings me B.
I think it does.
I mean J.
Look, okay, so getting here
getting
was
a BJ.
getting here was a journey in itself. Because the long story short of the 4 of us getting here was there's a what's it called? We had to take a coach to get here, and the coach, well, as we're going from London to Canberra, which is like 2 hours on the coast, we're right next to the beach right now. The brakes on the bus just completely go out, and we have to pull over. And they tell us in like a funny voice.
Yeah, and it also okay.
Can they tell us in any other type of
No,
voice?
they only tell it in the voice that they have and they were born with.
It's crazy that they sound like that day to day, 24/7.
That's what I'm saying. Last night I'm drunk. I'm nicked out of my fucking mind. And me and Dom handshake, and we're both like, they talk weird.
Yeah, Dom's
Dude,
Australian.
By the way, listen, we had to cut cameras. We had a technical issue. Aiden had to unpack because he was already.
Oh,
He looks like he got punched in the face.
dude, it just hits so fucking hard. The 3 dot's insane. I don't know if this is what 3 is like. The 4 is just the 4 is not for me,
What does it
The
feel
floor
like?
isn't for us.
dude. It's like, dude, do you feel like it's kind of like doing nangs?
You've done nangs?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I didn't know you got down
I'm
like
actually
that.
not a Nang guy.
Yeah.
I did nangs once, and I was like, I lost a few brain cells. I shouldn't be doing
You
this.
knew it. You felt it.
Yeah.
So our bus breaks down. We hop in an Uber. Miles has to go in a different Uber because our Uber can only fit a certain amount of us with all of our yard gear. So Miles hops in Zane's Uber, but Zane's going to a hotel.
It's all right.
Zane's
Our
go-
monitor fell off.
Our monitor fell. Zane's going to a hotel nearby because he's not staying at Camber Sands or at Pontins. Zane's staying nearby, and Miles hops in a different Uber. And him and Josh, I guess you just tell from here. So you guys get in an Uber with Zane, and then what happens?
He's packed up. He's got a spit.
Yeah. So Zane, Josh, Caitlin, and I get in this Uber, and it's just it's a normal trip. We play. Have you ever played Joshman's game, Unlimited
Infinite
Questions?
Questions?
Infinite Questions.
Yeah, I hate his stupid fucking game.
So we play Infinite Questions most of the way there.
The rules are simple. Just follow the name of the title of the game.
Yeah, you'll get there soon
He's
enough.
thinking of a thing, and you get Infinite Questions.
So there's no lose state. There's only a win state.
You kind of get a multiplier.
Like
if your
20
question
questions.
is running like a 30-minute and no one's got it, you're scoring points.
Okay.
But it's more of a cooperative
But no
game.
one's tracking.
Yeah, it's a cooperative game. So we're all in the Uber, we're having a good time, and Zane and Caitlin are going to the Princess Castle,
Yes.
which was beautiful. But we eventually get there to Rye, this little English town, which is what you think of when you think of England, cobbled roads and these beautiful pubs.
The
And,
Shire, and there's a
Yeah.
sword, and you have to use it.
and for some reason, unbeknownst to me and Josh get out of the only Uber in Rye.
Yeah.
Like, no one is going to pick us back up.
If you guys looked at this shit on a map, you would see Brighton, which is a big coastal city, and then Rye to the west of it, which is a small city, and then where we are, Camber, which is really small.
So all we had to do was add another stop and come here.
Yeah.
But Josh wants to shower or he wants to check it out. We're having fun with Zane and Caitlin. So we go in and they've got dinner prepared because Caitlin called forward.
Jesus Christ.
I have a baguette, an egg baguette that's been slid into my pocket. It's been in there 5 hours, and that's going to be my dinner.
Like a fucking peasant.
Yeah.
That's a real Pontins dinner.
You should have something in your wallet.
Yeah,
pillow.
next to the pillow.
you tuck it in.
So I'm strapped. I'm going to be fine. I have my pocket sando. And yeah, we get in there. It's really nice. We have a couple of drinks. We have dinner. We're having a great time. And time keeps going by, and it gets to about midnight. And we're like, well, we should call a cab and go. And we start calling cab services, and of course there's nothing, but Caitlin is the only one who has a phone that can call people. So she goes down the whole list, calls all of these cab companies. No one's going to come and pick us up.
I hear that the front desk person, when you asked if you get a cab, laughed at you.
Yeah.
That's
a cab at this time of night.
In Rye,
You know we don't have power right now.
hotel hasn't tapped up its meter.
You know I chopped a rabbit's head off an hour ago.
Yeah, so we're stranded and we start trolling Zane. We put some bags in their room, and it's a pretty small room. We start eyeing off the floor space next to the beds.
Like hungry animals.
Yeah.
Licking your lips.
It was a bed and like a two-seater couch, and I was like, "Oh, 2 queens, we're fine."
and see, because Miles, the difference between Miles and Josh is that Miles will be like, "Can I sleep here?" But Josh will be like, is the floor comfy?
Yeah. He'll run some shit like, oh, this carpet's really nice, actually.
He goes, "Oh, carpet."
It's like carpet. It's like weird that it's comfortable. So, are you guys actually gonna sleep on the floor? Maybe. If you don't, do you think
And that's why he's Joshua the Asker, because he actually doesn't ask.
Joshua, well, he'd be like, well, can we use your bed? You can say no.
Yeah, that's level 2 of Josh. It's while you're up, and also you can say no. It's fine. And then it's like, can I really, though?
He'll ask you for the shirt off your back and be like, "It's okay though, if you can't."
He puts you in these unwinnable, like all in or fold situations, and you're like, but he's charming.
Okay, so
so,
you're
we're-
at
So
the-
we're there, and
Me, Joy
Ooh,
Thief!
Joy Thief.
No!
just put it not in your pocket?
She's all right.
So we're there, and Zain clearly doesn't want us to stay in the room. But Caitlin's like, oh no, they can stay.
Yeah.
And Zain's clearly, but he won't. He's kind of the defensive Josh, where he is not going to say no straight up. And Josh isn't asking straight up, so we're in a bit of a stalemate.
Yeah.
But then we go back down and we start trolling Caitlin now. We're like, we'll just walk. And we're down to walk, but it's 1 a.m. in Canberra.
And how far is it?
Hour and 40. Neither of us have internet on our phones either. But what I realize at this point, when we're about to leave, is that I've lost my phone.
Completely, right?
It's slipped out of my pocket somewhere.
Yeah, and people will come up to me and being like, I'm like a war veteran. Like, there's people coming up and they were like, hey, I've got a crazy thing. Miles lost his phone. And I'm like,
You're like,
which one? I'm like, this is like his 4th phone and his 8th wallet.
That's how you know you're not in the Matrix. You know the black cat that walks past? Like, they can't program in the consistency that I'll lose my phone at. So,
yeah, that's your dreidel at the end of
so
Inception.
I'm phoneless, and I'm like, Caitlin's expecting me to be having this freak out reaction. I'm kind of checking couch cushions and like retracing my steps a bit, and she's like, aren't you mad? And I'm like, I lost my joy thief.
I guess I'll be happy now.
Oh no.
Yeah. Oh,
In the moment with my friends on an adventure?
If anything, you were set free in that moment.
Yeah.
that's the cope that
The
Miles
handcuffs
says.
were taken off of
No,
you.
this is Miles's cope.
was unleashed.
Because for most it's a JB. Like
If you're
myself.
watching,
Is it a JB or a JT?
do a little introspection. If you're at home right now, is what's in your pocket a JB or a JT? Answer.
I was saying if I was like a Dark Souls enemy, you'd find my JB on the ground, and it's like Slime's joy greatsword, and it's like some people say this was a scourge, and some said it brought them salvation. Miles was cooking last night.
So you start your walk.
So Caitlin's shocked that we're about to walk, and Josh is like, "No, this is going to be the best part of the trip." I'm in full. I agree.
Yeah.
So we just leave. We both have suitcases. I'm rolling a like 15 kilo suitcase, and we just start walking down a cobblestone street. We have GPS, so we know where we need to go. It's about an hour and 40 walk. Me and Josh just like walking places. So
It's pitch black.
it's
though.
1 a.m.
Yeah,
So,
you're walking through English countryside.
really have streetlights.
at 1 a.m.
We leave the Shire as 2 hobbits, and we set out. And we start walking, and we pretty quickly leave the town, and the path that the GPS wants us to take is kind of like a bike path. It's a dirt road near like a soccer pitch that just starts going out into the darkness. And there's no road or cars. On one side is houses, and on the other side is just a fence with hundreds of sheep. So we're walking down this dirt road, and we have about an hour and 40 on this dirt road ahead of us.
So fucked.
And there's no other way. We go through the gate, and we're just in English countryside in the pitch black.
Yeah.
And we start walking, and we know there's a lot of sheep. We hear, you know how do you think, oh, sheep go bar? They're like, they're making a nice cartoon noise.
Well, it's because we have like the fucked up like Midsommar
I'm
sheep
nicked.
here.
I'm pretty nicked.
You're nicked?
No, I'm good though.
Dude, this is so disgusting.
This is life.
At
This
the,
is the
at the end of this
everyman.
pod, that cup better be full.
You know how you guys always run the bit of like, oh, we're not like Nelk boys or fresh and fit?
Yeah.
It's seeping in.
Yeah, well, that's what you guys ironically
Dude, I was-
just chuffing pillows.
I was packed up, backwards hat,
Yeah, you were
in a tank
wearing your
top.
son's jersey.
and YB was like, you realize it started as a joke, but we're
You're
just
like-
living the culture now.
You're like one day from starting your own seltzer brand.
I'm in a tucked in flannel, and YB's like, you just hunt deer now. Anyway, so we're walking down this dirt path, and in the distance we see 2 sheep that have escaped the enclosure on the path. And it's about 15 feet across and just this dirt path between houses and the fence, and we have nowhere to go. And they're not moving. They're just standing in the middle of the path going,
it's like 1:30
You have to
in
give
the
them 3
morning.
riddles.
and we were like, well, it's going to be very safe, but we didn't factor in the livestock angle.
Yeah, right.
And we don't have internet. I wanted to look up how dangerous are rams.
Yeah.
And we considered doubling back. Multiple times we backed off the encounter. We didn't want to get in their range. And the alternate path is an extra hour and a half. To go back and to go onto the main road, which circles around, is just like not an option. So we start wheeling our cases. We backed out multiple times. We just have to be brave.
And like calculate whether or not you can take these sheep.
I'm too nicked. I got to unpack. The brake killed it.
I know, that's good.
I just watched the.
It's on the ground now.
That's the part that
It
got
looks
me.
good.
Dude, the pillows are a JB.
The Chillos, are
The
they?
Chillos.
Do you think they're a JB?
2 dot definitely is.
JT.
3 dot maybe a JT. Amen.
So
must-
were there a lot of sheep? So as
So-
I understood it, you were sizing up a couple sheep.
We thought they'd escaped because the fences in the house are still on either side of us at this point. We're like, these are 2 escapees. We're just going to sort of sidle
can't with that
past them
cup.
against the houses.
Yeah.
We don't want no trouble. We're going to roll our cases as close as we can to the wall and just slide past them, which is what we did. And then we get about 50 meters forward, and there's a pack of 5. And they're making more noises. But now we have the 2-pack behind us have started following us. So turning back isn't really an option. We're in a corridor.
Yeah.
Flanked.
Yeah.
They're like, what do you got for me?
Well, do you think if like how many sheep do you think you and Josh could have taken?
Well, that's what we were having this conversation.
Yeah, in combat.
3-pack, good.
Yeah, you're not having it as a fun experiment with your friends. You're having it as a life or death situation.
One ram and it's over.
Yeah, I think 1 ram, and it's like one of us is you got to trade a guy out almost.
Only one.
Aiden gets thrown to the fucking field.
Only one of Pippin and Mary is making it back to Pontins if there's a ram.
Yeah, so we keep walking. There's a 5-pack, and at this point we're committed.
Yeah.
So we just start like hustling. Like I'm carrying my suitcase instead of rolling it, and I'm ready to I have my bag in front of me to potentially push them off.
That's crazy.
And we get past this pack, and then the houses stop and the fence stops, and we're just in a paddock. And we're like, well, that's how they escaped, is that the fence just ends, and there's hundreds of sheep, and just this path in front of us that we have to walk. And other than the path, it's just sheep shit. You can barely see the grass. And so we can sort of see the road ahead, and we just start hustling.
Are they all making
Yeah, it's
That's what you
loud.
kept saying.
Yeah.
You said it was
It's
angry.
loud.
You said it was like deep.
It's like a chorus. It's like when you're around that much animals. I don't know if you guys ever have been out there, but they just kind of murmur at each other.
It's exactly like Minecraft.
It actually really Minecraft nailed that shit, and they'll just yeah.
I'll be
gonna
nicked for a
keep
while,
falling,
even though
bro.
I'm packed.
I'm holding it, man.
Yeah, I can.
You'll
even
be
hold it.
his spit girl. You're his beautiful spit girl.
I'm on cue. I'm
You're
on
my
cue.
spittoon.
But okay, so I don't know if there was another step to this journey, but it's fucking pitch dark out. Keep in mind, the main thing is we know you guys don't have data, which by the way is fucking insane. For the 2 of you to walk pitch dark through English countryside with basically no internet is already insane because you chose to
This is our
left.
American
I come
You
conditioning.
chose to left at to leave at 1:15.
I come alive in these scenarios.
Keep in mind,
everything else is just waiting.
We're rooming. Me and Slime are rooming with Josh and Miles, and
Yeah.
we're just wondering, dude, where are they?
Yeah.
And we just we make sure that we send a message earlier in the night. We tell them their room number. I'm sleeping next to the door so I can hear a knock. Because the way the doors are fucking here, you can't leave the doors unlocked. Even they forcibly
so
lock.
you can't stay an extra night at Pontins for free.
Yeah, they
And
don't
so
want
the
that. They
Chuckles
wouldn't
can't
want
pay
that
you a visit.
25 pounds that they've been scammed out
Your
of.
door can't be unlocked?
No,
or locked?
cannot be unlocked.
Mine can't be. Mine can't be locked. So mine's the opposite. So,
that's
so
nice.
I've just been leaving my room unlocked the whole time.
The rooms
So
in
you
this
chose
place are so
unlocked.
inconsistent. Some of the rooms have bugs. Some of them have black mold.
We have black mold in the
Some of
shower.
them have meters. Some of them don't have water heaters at all.
Mine has some mystery crud. I haven't figured out quite what it is.
Crud in the
I have
corner.
a handicap room, which is interesting because it's not better. They just reallocate space. So
You also have a painting of a dog.
yeah, no, it's
love
an
that.
elephant.
Oh right,
Yeah, I have a very, very terrifying painting in my room. Archie will have the photo of this.
Jalen was speedboxing the painting in his room.
Yeah.
He was speedboxing it, like punching it?
Caitlin likes punching art. I don't know what it is when he gets
That's
when he gets
awesome.
drunk. But so also, how did you have GPS if you didn't have service?
You have GPS.
once you
it's
load,
not tied to
so
4G.
once you
Got it.
load the initial map, your GPS stays loaded. So as long as the route doesn't change and you keep following it, you can see your path without data. And so that's why I assumed they would be okay, but I'm getting a little concerned at like past 1 a.m. because they're still not back. We haven't heard anything from you guys, and I'm sleeping near the door in case you guys make it tonight, so I wake up. And at like fucking 2:45, 3 a.m., slam. I'm fucking hearing the knock, and I'm like, oh.
I'm surprised they even found out what room you're in.
So I get up.
Yeah, he had to get service.
Open the door. You two are there. And it's like it's the middle of the day. You guys are so riled up and loud, and you guys are like you're speaking like you're fucking manic, and you're like, he's pissed off. The fucking sheep.
I couldn't like Google like how to kill a ram.
Like about the ram. We didn't know about the rams. And I'm like, what's going on?
And like we're still trying to wrap our head around this place at this point. So Aiden's like not 100% sure if you're real, or if you're one of the statues that have come to life.
Like we only saw a piece of Pontins, and then all this happened.
We arrived here at nighttime, so we got the creepiest like entrance of this place.
Yeah, I'm like worried it's two animatronics at the door about to fucking kill me. and then Josh, it doesn't even wait. You're like barely explaining the sheep because you're not telling what happened. You just keep saying how many sheep there were. So I don't understand what's happening. And then Josh is like, do you think the venue's open? You think we could go practice right now?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, it's like 3 a.m. It's 3 a.m. on Friday morning, Thursday night.
Before we left the hotel that Zain's at, the bartender comes over to us and he's talking to us because he's having to hold the reception open. We're in the common room, and he's like, Ripple just kicked off. I've been believing this crypto coin forever. Everyone said I was silly and it kicked off. And the bar's closed, so I'm like, dude, that's awesome. We should celebrate with you giving me another wine after the bar's closed. And he's like, yeah, let's go.
You took his joy from a cryptocurrency and earned a new wine?
Yeah. And he gave it to me for free as well.
Dude, that's crazy.
It was nice. I profited off Ripple.
They call Ripple a Ripple a schizo coin. But which they do. They call it Ripple schizos.
It's like the level, that's the 3 dot. 2 dot is the shit coin.
3 dot is like banana coin, schizo, Ripple.
And 4 dot is just like sending a telegram bank wire to a random guy in Russia.
Yeah, and hoping you get more back later.
Anyway, so Caitlin's like, why are you drinking so much wine? I'm like, I need to get loaded up for this walk. We were saying the whole time that there's a clown at Pontins, and or Pontins even, and if we get buzzed, he won't be able to feed off our fear.
Yeah, he can't detect you. Also, in the church, there's a bunch of discarded ribbons to save your game, but none of them work. It's just truly like it's like an inversion of all the video games we've ever played, but it's real and you can touch it for real.
It's like the church looks like it's one of the buildings in Outlast.
Yeah, it's crazy. We're looking at the steeple right now. We're looking at Christ.
Hello, and welcome to Child News Network. I'm here with 3 children I found in the street today.
I'm a child.
Hi, man.
What's up?
Where's the candy?
Where's my mom?
Where's my factal meals?
Do you guys...
I need them.
I need my factor
Sorry,
meals.
what did you say? What did you eat?
I factal meals. I need them.
You're a Child News
The
Network.
liberal media hasn't corrupted CNN yet. If you need wholesome, convenient meals to energize you for sunny, active days, or your kids, you can find them at Factor.
Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are ready in just 2 minutes. Don't you get it?
I like
With Factor,
Factor.
you get nutritious, chef-prepared meals delivered straight to your door. Look, Factor is the clean, cheap heat of
cheap.
meals.
It's not heat.
It's just like
not
getting clean, cheap heat, and you text the telegram number, and you get it right to your door. 34 meal choice burger. I actually just got mine. I think in mine, I have the bruschetta shrimp risotto and the green goddess chicken. I just started getting them, finally, and I got also the shakes, and there's a mango shake, which I really like.
Prepared by chefs, approved by dietitians, loved by CNN.
And
Child
children.
News Network.
Loved
Child
by
News
Child
Network.
News Network.
Also, weirdly, Wolf Blitzer, who also works here.
Yeah, he does work here. We're also trying to get Anderson Cooper, but not for just for
his
pleasure.
money, for his family's money.
Yeah.
Go to factormeals.com/theyard50. Use code theyard50 to get 50% off your first box. That's code theyard50.
Factormeals.com/theyard50. Don't you get it, other child?
America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit.
Child News Network out. I'm still a child.
What me and Miles learned is that the experience and the view of Pontins that you get just via coming to this tournament is actually only about 20% of a slice of the entire ground that's here. And we really wanted to go. They have I think you've probably seen in the background, they have these tandem bikes, but it's like a bike with a sidecar where like you have fake handlebars, like the unplugged controller.
Yeah.
And we really wanted to ride one. And in order to ride a bike, you need tokens. And in order to get tokens, you need pounds. And to get pounds, you need a working ATM, which Pontins does not have. So if you don't have cash, then you don't have cash. You can't do anything here. So we needed to get money, and Miles goes, we got to find Europeans and money match them. It's the only way. So
you have to earn it.
So we have to earn it.
Like you're hitting the blackjack table to top up for poker.
Yeah.
And after we had decided to money match someone from Europe, we found an ATM, and when my card like didn't work in it, we were like, that's the universe telling us we need to money match someone.
Also, that thing's it's a straight up skimmer.
Oh,
yeah.
Someone chip jamming.
You gotta jiggle that shit.
Pontins. Yeah. I was like trying to pull out, the green part. I was like,
Yeah.
this is a method for someone.
It was like 20. It was like 20 pounds sent to B-tron. So we started navigating the venue, and basically the first person that Miles sees, he's like, "Do you want to money match us?" And they're like, "How much?" And we're like, "Exactly 10 pounds." And they're like, "Why that much exactly?" And it's like, "That's how much the bikes cost." And they're like, "Oh, okay." And this guy's like, "Let me go get my static partner." We're like, "Oh, you have a static partner?" And he's like, "Yeah." And we're like, he looks at me, he's like, "We're gonna have to work for it." And
I wanted it to be a little tight though.
and he goes and he gets his partner, and I recognize the guy because the guy I played friendlies with the day before, and he's the #1 player in Portugal. Which maybe does not mean anything, maybe means something. It's
when
really
it's
weird.
a whole country, it's
Everyone here is #1 in Schmilliamsburg or something. So
they could be like next up, unironically.
yeah. I had the luxury of playing friendlies with that guy the day before.
Yeah.
For like an hour. So I learned, hey, he's actually pretty good, but he cannot beat Jigglypuff. It was the only character I played that he could not take games off of. And I was like, Miles, I have intel. I just play Puff. That's our key to the bikes. So we go to the screen, and I pick Puff, and he looks over, and he's like, "Are you serious?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he looks over at his friend, and he's like, "This is bad melee." And it was pretty funny. And so we start playing. Me and Miles kind of sweep him. And they're like, GG's. He fist pumps Miles. He looks at me. He like doesn't want to fist pump me. He's like, I'm just kidding. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. He's not actually bad. And so we get the money. We go on the bikes, and we immediately start our bike tour. The bikes are not great. They take a lot of fucking work to carry the weight of 2 adult men. So we're having to switch off because
it's
the effort.
made for children.
The amount of effort, we don't really fit in them, and the amount of effort it takes to ride them. Anyway, so we ride, and the first thing we stop is that there's a Jurassic Park world, which is different than Dinosaur World.
Well, yeah.
Wait, is there 2?
There's a Jurassic Park branded world.
And
like,
there's just regular dinosaurs
then there's just Dinosaur World, which is its own thing.
They tried a couple of times to get the dino thing to work, like at multiple locations. It clearly just can't take off.
That's another thing, is that all of these random attractions are fully staffed, and we are the only people here.
Dude, I was saying how sick it would be to be the girl who watches the bouncy castle, and like literally no one comes through the entire day. All you do is just smoke weed all day.
Yeah.
And just like listen to
But
podcasts.
they don't though. But they don't. This is where I went from thinking it was a joke that this place is like a Resident Evil setting to being like, these people, something's corrupted them.
We started to say, like, if you go up and talk to one, they only talk in sim speak.
Dude, the guy, for instance, the guy who's over at the bikes wouldn't just take £5. He needed 5 arcade tokens.
That's his job.
He wouldn't take
No,
money.
but what, he needs to take funny money. It's just right. Like,
Yeah,
there's
because
no
if he's
need.
taking real Bob, he's skimming.
and you give him to him, and he goes, and he eats them all.
No, but that's the system that Pontins created. It's like this is very Stalin core. This is literally communist Russia. You have your own currency.
I
you
swear
pay for
to
electricity.
God, there's a pirate mini golf course behind us. One of the statues is Lenin.
Yeah,
I
it's
swear
Lenin.
to fucking
it's
God.
bald zombie Lenin over there. Also, the course is so rotted it looks like Asmongold's teeth. Dude, like on the ground, it's really
But
gross.
for instance, there's a guy who's just sweeping the same muck and the mini golf course is completely cracked.
I'm saying
all of the holes don't work, and he's sweeping the same crud around in a circle. And then he puts the broom down, right? And he goes to like fix a plant, and it's just a dead plant.
Yeah.
Plant.
Me and Miles are talking about how they literally all
straightening
have
it.
fake video game tasks they have to do. Like one of the guys was brushing a fence, and the other guy was ruffling dead plants. Like he was going and shaking them, and we're like, that's not a task. Like that doesn't do anything.
No, bro, they're off the ket, bro.
But
They're in puppet land.
There's no one going to most of these attractions, but they're still standing, like taking it serious.
They're full staffed, yeah. And
Yeah.
that's what I want to talk to the bouncy house girl. I want to be like, I want your life. Will you switch with me?
What is your day like? And she's like,
This is English. This is English salaryman. I want
is.
to be one of the Pontins. I want to be one of the Pontins staff.
we were
the
walking to
pontin llama,
down to the beach.
if you will.
We were walking down to the beach, and it's like there's a bunch of restaurants along the beach, like just small places. And I was telling Miles, like, we could live in a gas station, and we live above the gas station. We run the gas station, and we live at Pontins, and we live here forever. And we're here forever now. And we work at the bouncy castle, and we have the Pontins t-shirts. We have mugs we can get. They say I Heart Pontins are in the back for us.
We got to the room. Where obviously the room's not very nice. The first thing you said was like, we could live a perfect life here together.
And I meant it. And I said it to Aiden, and I meant it. I could live a perfect life with Aiden as my wife, my beach wife. You could be my Pontins beach wife.
Yeah.
So me and Miles, we're taking these bikes around. We see Jurassic World, which has barbed wire on it.
Good.
I don't get why it's the only attraction that has barbed wire to enter. It also has an electric fence. So that's personally what I think is the front. Like they go, oh, Jurassic World's closed because it's IP we stole, we can't use it. But really, there's like bodies, like stacks of kids that are in there or
yeah.
something.
It'll be on the fencing sign. It will be like keep out, chance of death, and then like Chuckles doing this.
One, dude,
It'll
Chuckles
have
being
like
no.
like high voltage wire, and then the crocodile's like.
It's like the front bus in Snowpiercer. It's like Weetabix is just crushed up cast members.
Dude, by the way, I'm not full. I'm so full. I ate 3 Weetabix bars as we set up. That shit is the real deal. Dude. We can eat Weetabix for the rest of our lives
It's
and
like
drink
sand,
water.
but worse.
Oh my god, I'm in heaven. I love Pontins.
So as we keep riding this, we're taking turns because every 50 meters our quads are just burning because this tricycle is like.
We've come to the full conclusion that this is either like a Area 52 style like military base because they have like concessions and activities for kids. Usually, military bases, you have to entertain all the children you have with your families.
for their families.
We basically come to the conclusion this is 100. We find like an abandoned room that is completely grown over with vines of thorns. Miles tries to get in.
There's a
and
few squat cinder block nondescript buildings out the back that are just completely overgrown, and the
Yeah.
doorways are just blocked by thorns.
Yeah.
and they're rusted over. Like the handles are rusted over, so you can't get in. Like they're not locked. They are rusted shut, which is a very different concept.
but if push comes to shove, gamma rays do not go through that. That's why I love it here.
We read a little longer, and there's like a lot that's called like the safety and health center or something like that.
Yeah.
And then we peered inside because it's like locked gates, and it's just like stacks of materials.
They'll just have pallets of like sandstone.
yeah. It's like metal, stacks of wood.
Yeah.
All the Fortnite materials are in there,
Wow.
but you can't get in, but you can peer in, like it's a Maze Runner
It's
or
the
whatever.
health and safety.
It's
Yeah.
like your junk chest. You got a junk chest in Minecraft. You just keep a bunch of.
In a lot of signs, there literally is the alligator, and he's like, no, don't enter. That sign is real.
Don't come in here, kids. Too many materials for you.
Yeah, we keep riding. You start to see some of the more abandoned, like, because like there's a lot of apartments here, but they fill them by like 1 to 100. Like you start at the lowest number, and then they fill them that way. So there's clearly numbers that no one's ever lived in.
I was wondering.
I
like,
don't think Pontins has ever been full.
the deep back apartments.
There must be nearly 1,000.
There's this place can fit like thousands of people.
Dude, that's crazy.
It goes so far.
No, the cap. Did you see the reg cap for Fête? They capped it at 3,500. So that's how many people could have come to this event.
That is crazy.
Isn't that insane?
The other thing is, Geordie looked up the Wikipedia for Pontins. We've been doing a bunch of research. It was established in like 1940. So like England took a massive hit during World War II, and then it was reinvested in 2010.
Yeah,
right before the GFC.
Yeah, I was saying that there was a great recession that we all dealt with as a world. The economy's in the toilet, and one man stood up and said, "I have a dream."
There's like 2 eras. There's like like late 1940s were like, we need a place for these like shell-shocked soldiers to come to and like to free their mind, and then again after like a real estate crash in 2008.
Dude, I want to see the Red Scare 80s Cold War era Pontins mascots, where it's like Chuckles, but he's like, don't let the communists come near your coins. They're yours.
It's like a
If anything, this was like a safe land for like fans of Soviet Russia.
It's like
Because
a
it is
Dr.
like-
Seuss anti-Semitic theme park.
Guys,
Yeah.
the most haunting part though is that this Pontins, Canberra Sands, is not on the Wikipedia.
Of all the franchises?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it says on the Wikipedia that there's 4, but this is like the 5th
It's the bonus Jonas.
Yeah,
Phantom. But
I guess we're not.
the Phantom
100%.
Pontins.
We could all be
what I'm trying to
asleep
say
in
is
America
this
currently.
this could be the off-brand one where the clown lives.
We wake up hooked to machines connected to our minds, and we're feeding off tubes.
Yeah, it's I have no mouth and I must scream.
No, we know we're not in the Matrix. We know we're not in the Matrix because you lost your phone again, so we're fine.
There was also there's only a few places to eat around here, and Josh was saying there's a chippie, which is a fish and chips place, and he's like, it's like a big trough, and it's all the gamers, they just dump all the chips into a big trough, and everyone's just like
3
fuck.
times a day, the trough gets filled, and you have to raise your hand for whether you want sauce or no sauce. And if you get outvoted, it's
Yeah, it's a democracy vote for the sauce, and you just have to like.
gets piped. Oh, there's the dip spear
You
cup.
just have to pace around until the trough just fills up again. So that's what we've been eating, which has been good.
Yeah, I went to Antonio's Pizza every single morning of this trip and got an English breakfast.
Yeah.
I'm
Antonio's has been
three
kind
for
of
3
the-
on Antonio's Pizza English breakfast.
Antonio's Pizza is very strange because it's in no way a pizza restaurant,
But they have it.
but they do serve it.
It's weird because pizza is like maybe a fifth of the menu, and it's named after it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
most of it is like prize games and like eggs and beans.
Boys, I need to slash. I'm not gonna lie.
You just okay, go
Let me
slash.
run between the.
You want to go out to the right side?
The right side is a
Yeah,
great
there's a
slash zone
special
if
place.
you-
Yeah, that looks great for me.
Here, I'll hold it.
You can sit on the chair.
Yeah, it's been good.
Yeah, we completed our ride around the park, which was I recommend everyone here does it before we leave. It's the only, you know how they say it's like really the only true way to see Rome is to go on the bus tour.
You go
Or
on the
to-
back streets.
Yeah.
It's like how Ludwig rented a Vespa to fully experience
This
Italy.
is the way you fully experience Canberra Sands Pontins.
Is you get in the dual bike
You
and
get-
you
you get
pedal
in
your
the-
ass off.
Yeah, it's a good workout too.
I do like the idea of seeing if the electric fence is actually powered. Because
I'll-
I'm sure
I'll go
they
touch
haven't
it with
paid
you.
for it.
Yeah,
I'll
I'm
touch it with
down.
you.
We can
Yeah.
film
It doesn't
the-
hurt that bad.
We need a rubber stool, and we can film the classic video where you have a chain and you have the last person stand on the stool, and then the person gets off the stool and the whole line gets shocked at once.
Yeah. And then it's 4 dead found at Canberra
At
Sands.
Pontins.
At Pontins.
Do you think it's like Disneyland where they take the bodies outside
they
and
drag it onto the road?
into the town so it doesn't look like there's any deaths at Pontins?
It's like in Deadwood when they feed the bodies to the pigs. The one guy in the camp.
Yeah, I was walking this morning and I saw a kid who was sitting outside of his house in Canberra and he was just counting up infinitely. And I was like, I said, I said he's playing an old traditional Canberra game called Quiggly Mash.
That's just Nintendo to
Nah,
them.
you were looking at the next Mr. Beast.
Yeah, dude, no camera, just love of the game.
Love of the game. Yeah, true shit.
Uh,
How
yeah.
was your slash, love?
Oh, perfect.
You have a good one.
What's
Yeah.
very strange about Canberra is they don't have a lot, but they have a very nice coffee shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
they
bomb.
have like a Melbourne trendy coffee shop next to a chippy that makes you feel nauseous upon entry. Like,
You can eat the worst fries you've ever tasted and then go get one of the best coffees you've ever had back to back.
Dude, we saw H-Box walking down from the chippy, and me and Miles were walking, and he's like, hey, what's going on? I was like, hey, Juan, what's up? He's like, I reviewed all of these places. Do you want to know which one's the best? And he ranked them all because they're all next to each other.
And this is the first day of the trip.
he's been away from his stream, so he's
Hungrybox
just
has been
gasping to
here?
tier list to someone. He's just
Hungrybox
that
has been
content
here
filled.
for like 3 hours, and he has tried every restaurant,
He did, yeah.
which means he tried them back to back. He suicided the Canberra a lot.
He's-
The Camber, I want to do the Camber Rye speed run. Just try do all the
I
5
love,
restaurants.
dude. What if we turned it into like a marathon like path? It's like the Josh and Miles Run.
The Camber,
Run for hope.
10K.
The Camber 10K for hope.
And you have to double pack at the end.
You
of
have
it.
to, you have to pack during, and you have to. There's sheep, and like sometimes the sheep aren't there, so there's like the cardboard sheep that come up like a shooting range, and you have to like dodge them and shit.
If any Mario Party modders are out there, this would be a great map.
Yeah,
all of Pontins.
Pontins is
Pontins party.
Dude, that's such a funny
What we
concept.
learned about sheep, though, the whole time when me and Josh were walking, I was like, dude, they call them sheep for a reason. We're leaders. We're men. And these will... The only world where they staunch us is because we're not taking the lead.
Dude, like looking Josh in the face and being like, you know what the two oldest professions in the world are? Fucking prostitution and shepherd.
Shepherding animals.
We were born to do this.
That's what I was telling him. I was like, this journey, we're like two diplomats walking over to tell the Earl of the next town. I was like, dude, this is...
Dude, if you
This is what
would
we've
have
descended
rolled up the
from.
Pontins with all of the sheep as well, that would have fit right in, I think.
We just see like way far in the distance, like, is that Josh and what the fuck?
when
There's
we started to
100
ease
sheep
up-
behind them.
When we started to ease up in the paddock, though, was when we were kind of hustling a bit, and the sheep came a bit close, and we staunched him a little, and he just starts spraying piss like a fire hydrant. He sees us, and he just... It's loud in the night.
That was just the Irish melee scene, who was also lost.
That's that. You couldn't see him in the dark.
But Josh is the only one who has a torch because I've lost my JT.
Yeah, you did. So you were using the light from
So
Josh's phone?
I was leading with my bag, like ready to punch, and he was like, because if he leads, I can't see shit. So he was looking around. I was like, dude, on me with the torch. We're like making comms and stuff to try to get through this.
Well, I have this like maybe it's
It's like
a power
stick close.
maybe it's a power fantasy, but like if a sheep, I want a sheep to try. You know, I wish it would.
A few followed like they were ready to.
Because like, what's a sheep gonna do? Bite me?
Yeah,
There were so many.
dude,
man.
you don't gotta worry. If it's a ram, you're done.
That's the thing is like we could only see sort of 20 meters ahead of us, and we didn't know. Maybe they just have rams.
Dude, no, you spin kick the ram in the fucking head, out.
That's
Sleep.
like being a dog. It's like I could take the dog in the ring.
I think it's easier to take a ram because it's perfect
What?
spin kick height.
Dude,
You know,
it's called a ram.
I just
Well,
don't. I
its
don't
name
hit
is
it-
a weapon.
I don't hit its horns. I hit it right in the jaw. Fucking sleep it, idiot.
I don't even know if they have a jaw. They're mostly horns.
Dude, they're so dumb as well. Like you caving their idiot skulls. Like there's
Yeah, they would just keep going.
They
All
do,
they
yeah.
know is attack mode.
Well, there's
It's
also
called a
the
ram.
gulls here are huge.
Dude, at Antonio's Pizza, there's a sign right at the front at the register that has a big picture of a seagull, and it's like, we are not responsible for you like getting your food stolen by seagulls.
They'll go for it.
We will not replace your food or ice cream.
Pontins has these amazing signs everywhere that have like soy jacking seagulls, and it's like, don't feed them. It's very ominous. But they're looking at you like, oh.
Some of them are like decrepit and deep fried too.
They're so big, dude. The seagulls here.
Yeah.
Dude, they've definitely eaten a few kids that have come to this
I
fucking
think
theme
they
park.
have like the Pontins like GMO snack, whatever they're building here. Like they've eaten it in their time staying
They're
here.
big. That's the difference. You know they eat good because they're big as fuck.
the health and research facility is feeding them up on something.
They're getting the chippies.
Dude, maybe they're like maybe this is the house of like surveillance birds. Like maybe these are all like we're all the robot birds that surveil all of the U.S.
Yeah, we just see a smoking fucking seagull and it's just like malfunctioning. You're
Its
like,
head
ah.
is going 360 like a fembot.
We have to leave. Today's podcast is brought to you by Cash App. It's got tools for saving, spending, and sending. It's an all-in-one way to control and grow your money.
Dude.
Saving money. Huh? You've been on that tip.
You know, this is why we're here today, is because I saved money.
You
When
saved
I-
money?
When I was at my job back in the day, you know, I had to save up 10K. That was the number I gave myself to go full-time streaming. And I just had to not spend money and save it. I had to be very
You
diligent.
were eating a lot of milk.
I ate a lot of Carl's Jr. $5 All-Star meals.
And milk.
You're eating
And
a
milk.
lot of boxed meals
boxed
and milk.
What do you
meals.
do with
Box
the What do you do with the
and bagged
10K?
milk.
What I do, it was just a fallback net in case I wasn't earning enough to pay rent.
So
In
you,
case you didn't have it.
Yes.
so you saved up to follow your big dream.
Yes, to take the risk.
Because I'd argue that he still doesn't have it.
Yeah, I just had to save.
So you had 10K to fall back on, and that's what made you Start being a streamer.
That's why we're here today. It's because I saved 10K.
Well, savings is important. That's a good reason why you should download Cash App in the App Store or Google Play to see why it's the #1 finance app in the U.S. App Store. Get on your money, not your funny, is what they should use.
Click the link in the description.
Click the link in the
It'll be in the
description.
description.
Child News Network out.
And let's get back to your prescription, which is our podcast.
So once we got past this area, we went through a gate, and it was like, you know, in Lord of the Rings, like a shady lane where the trees have grown all the way over, and it's a tunnel. That was, we got out of the sheep
Zone.
pen.
Yeah.
Dude, you're going through like fucking Candyland zones.
Yeah, it quickly changed to this narrow, fully corridored, like just tree tunnel. And we were walking through that, and we got out onto this road, and there's no lights, and we can sort of hear cars far away. But we were two tramps in the night marching, rolling a bag along the side of this road. And I told Josh, I was like, if you hear a car coming, we're bailing. I was like, don't be afraid to bail out into the ditch.
Yeah.
Because I don't want us to get hit by. That was a real fear.
Yeah, I was wondering that too because when we were driving here, our driver was like booking it. He was going really fast.
Dude, he's sending blind corners where
Yeah.
where the speed limit is 30, and he's easily going 50.
Yeah, he really didn't want to be driving us to fucking Pontins.
He was just
scary castle.
He was just blaring house music the entire time.
Dude, yeah,
I'm so car sick.
yeah,
They
I'm
call
in
it garage.
he's blaring the garage.
Dude, he's going like full Berghain while
He's
we're going
nicked.
through like the he might have been packed. and like every like 20 minutes he'd ask one question and then stop talking.
And then he would let the house speak for itself.
Yeah.
I think my favorite Pontins entertainment zone is the there's a place right there that's called like the fun bounce zone or something.
Yeah,
And
that's right outside my room.
And it's just a big lot. There's just nothing there. And so Miles was like, surely it's all bouncy. So he gets in there, he starts jumping on the ground, and it's just normal ground.
Are you talking about the bouncy castle?
No. No, over here,
It's
that empty
like-
blue lot is called like the fun bounce zone.
You know, like trampolines that are built into the ground.
Yeah.
It looks like that. Like, you know how that's always like blue?
Yeah.
But they've just painted a square of asphalt blue.
It looks like a gymnastics. It looks like a gymnastics facility. You know, like those like floors where like people vault and stuff.
Yeah.
It looks like it's like that's where I would go do that. Except it's been like exposed to the elements for 5 decades.
It calcified.
And it's just rock hard now.
That's good.
Oh, dude, speaking of being rock hard, I knew it was time to go to bed last night when the boys bought the
dick pills.
the restroom dick pills.
Yeah,
That's
so
Dom.
in the-
Dom has the dick pills.
Do you have it?
See, you know what's fucking funny is I said I want to do a Viagra episode. Every one of these guys vetoed it.
Dude, we could do it right now.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
I
Do
can't
we
be
eat-
bricked
do
up
we
for
eat
top 8.
the-
Why
Pontins-
not? I'm not talking about
Yeah,
now.
so the Pontins, like bathroom machines, have Viagra pills in them, which is really funny considering we're at basically a children's
Dude,
resort.
that is crazy. Ultra Blue, made in the UK. Oh, it's one capsule?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Dude, I'm trying to have a made in the UK boner.
It's the male sexual support formula. It's got maca. Oh, it's got McDonald's.
People
in
are
it.
clapping here. It's a resort. It's
Dude, the
because it's like
walls-
what else are the parents
the
gonna
walls
do
at
while they're here?
Pontins are so fucking thin.
Dude, you can just Kool-Aid man any wall.
Yeah.
I am on a different. I am literally on a. Wait, what? What are we laughing at?
Just like the
Oh,
the
you just
joke.
like that? Wow.
He never saw Family Guy.
I'm on yeah, the first time, or Dane Cook. I'm on the first floor, and they're on the second. Slime and Aiden are on the second floor. And on the first night here, it's like 2 a.m. I'm like going off into oblivion, and I just hear Slime like through the walls. He's like, "All right, man," and I can hear it clearly.
Dude, for context, this is not the same apartment. It's barely even the same row. You're like 2 down and away apartments.
Yeah. I can just still hear them completely clearly.
I like how there's ovens in here. Like Omid brought like food. We were
Yeah.
saying if we capture a seagull, we can bring it to Omid and pay him 50p.
Yeah,
and
it's
he'll
like
skin
that's
it
like
for us.
3 hearts.
Yeah, and he'll skin it for us and shit.
Dude, he takes Pontins tokens, like what me and Nick had to get.
He goes,
He won't. Omid won't take cash while he's within this vicinity.
So our 10-pound pumped out these 10 gold tokens, which say Eurocoin on them. And me and Nick, we were like,
I was like, is this money to them? Like, is this real? Is this like $1 like pound here?
Like it works down the road.
And so we went and we asked people from England here. I was like, are you from England? And they're like, yes. And I'm like, is this money to you? And they laugh at me. And they're like, no. And I'm like, oh. And Miles is like, I told you it wasn't money.
But it doesn't say like Pontins coin.
No, it says Euro coin. And so they go, would you like me to show you money so that you know from here on out what our money looks like? And I was like, yes. And they're showing us all their coins. And I'm like, this looks like a joke coin to me, by the way.
Dude, maybe Pontins was just presumptuous with it, and they were like, "Yeah, it's the token of this weird park." Now.
Yeah, my theory is that they have their own currency.
No, yeah.
They were like, "This will eventually be just the currency
This
of
is how the
EU."
employees buy things at the
none of
convenience store.
None of the employees have ever left this campus.
That's
Maybe-
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
This is a whole like they're trying to like demonstrate how money works. They're trying
Yeah.
to demonstrate how like food works.
This is where that
They're taking a
the
crack
head
at making a society.
Yes.
I'm like, hey, have you ever been to Los Angeles before? They're like, you mean California Golf Zone?
I think this is where the head of Scientology sent his wife.
oh yeah, the gold base.
Yeah.
This is gold base, but it has Chuckles the monkey.
Yeah, if we go through one of those vine covered doors, we'll find her.
They have a pool here called the H2O zone, and it's just an indoor pool that I don't think has water in it, or
I mean, surely it has some.
it looks bad
We
in
can
there.
check it out.
It looks bad in there.
So these buildings, for context, are like portables at a regional school almost.
Yeah, those like Well, right there, that's the Pontins shipping container. Did you guys notice that?
Yeah,
Oh my
where
God.
me and Nick went, it was just like a parking lot with a bunch of these
I think there's
rusted
power.
shipping containers.
There's power run to that shipping container.
Yeah, I know. I want
It's
to
a
live
cool
in it
room.
forever.
That's a cool room. That one.
I love, dude. Everyone's dogging on Pontins, and all I see is like the infinite like possibilities of a society that we could build ourselves.
It
like,
does
we could make it better,
scream optimism,
right?
hope, even.
We could fix her.
Another shining part of Pontins is that if you go into the back of the arcade, there's just a full casino.
Oh, they got the bingos.
They have an actual casino.
They call them the fruities.
But it's just filled with like boxes. Like they're using it for storage.
Really?
Yeah.
Also, the snooker room doesn't have the pool cues.
They have everything here, dude. It's crazy.
I don't know who's funding Pontins. That's the thing. You come here and there's a vast amount of resources being spent, but we talked to some of the locals where we pressed A at them and they were telling us that like when it's really, really sunny out, it's nut to butt.
Pontins is great. Have a blast.
Not Pontins. Like the people that run restaurants and shit, they're like, it's packed in here when it's sun.
Canbersands is, but
Canberra-
everybody
yeah.
I've taught, regular Canbersandians, I tell them where we're staying, and their face drops. Like they're horrified.
Yeah, the very nice woman at Antonio's Pizza, she overheard us talking about like trips we had gone on and stuff. And she comes up, she's like, I hate LA. I love Dubai. And I'm like, what? You like fake places? Like, I'm like, oh, I'm putting it all together. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I like the artificial like simulacrum that Dubai and Pontins also.
I think if you throw a rock high enough, you'll see like the Halo dome, like go. Pew!
The World War II anti-bomb technology.
This cloud pattern up there, it looks a little too consistent to me.
Yeah.
That's just a texture pack.
But everyone's
skybox.
everyone's dogging it, bro. Man, I something.
Me and Aiden were.
I love it here, by the way.
Hold on. I'll remember this tournament forever. And that's way
This
more
might
important.
be. I don't. It's not the best tournament, and it's not the worst, but it's probably the most important I've ever gone to.
Pontins teaches you about yourself.
There's
It's what
other
you make of it.
Pontin, you come to Pontins and it's like you go on the journey where it's like you just meet like yourself, but you're made of liquid, and then it talks to you.
Yeah, it's like Spy Kids. They have like the anti-you
yeah.
that it's wearing all
And it
black.
teaches you like what you really want out of life, and if you come out like a better man, that's great. But sometimes you can die here.
There's
at
something-
Pontins.
You get
I was-
tested.
I think there's something romantic about all the different people here right now. Like you look at the Smash venue and all the different competitors, and it's like, wow, you're all slumming it at the same weird resort in southern England.
Yeah, people. It's funny because
This is
people
what I love
almost
about
like
Melee.
almost everyone I've met here has asked me, so where are you staying? Are you staying here? And I'm like, yep. And they're
Yeah.
like, Wow. Like they're impressed.
Yeah.
They've seen the Patreon.
yeah. That's
So-
a dude. Actually, a really fun. The guy that we won the money match off from Portugal. The thing he said to me right after
Dude,
we
that
won
was so
is he
funny.
said, "Do you know how rich you are in Portugal?"
Yeah. No, he was like, "Do you know how much we get paid in Portugal?"
No. He said to me, like, "Do you know how much, like, in the Patreon you own? Like, do you know how much you have in Portugal
Yeah.
specifically?"
But he was basically saying as well, like, "Do you know how long this takes me comparatively to you to make?"
The 10 he lost.
Yeah.
You were
Yeah,
like,
or the
well,
5.
Bit of a rich get richer situation.
I mean, look, don't get back thrown.
We can buy property in Portugal and become citizens in like 2 years. It's crazy.
Portuguese.
And then we're EU citizens.
And then we can lisp a bunch.
yeah.
And we can stick it to Ludwig finally.
So last night we were walked just past the Chippie, and there's like a real English pub with these like the Union Jack in the beer garden, and we're just looking for a pub nearby. So we go in there with 10 gamers. Goody's got his backpack on and
And his froggy hat.
yeah, his froggy hat on, and we walk. We have the full. I'm Ash, and then there's like 9 gamer Pikachus behind me,
Yeah.
and it's just full of Brexit geezers. Like we accidentally walked into a place which is like not for us, and we wanted to just get a drink, but all eyes were on us suddenly. And dude, these people look like they've been just hit over the head with a frying pan. Like they all somehow look like aliens,
Like Chunk from the
in a different
Goonies.
way. Yes, they have thick necks.
And yeah, when you ask them for things, they go, all right. And they're
Literally.
just like,
We're the triangle boys.
and then
We're
you're
shaped
just
like
like,
triangles.
Ooh.
2 beers. I'll take 2. And they're like, all right.
And the barmaid who's serving you is just surly. Like she's clearly every non-verbal cue is telling us that we are not welcome. And so we basically just 180 and walk out. And then we come back here to you probably can't see it on the camera, but on the side of this building, they've like have a facade of a fake English pub that's just built into the purple mess. And we come back here and it's Smasher LGBTQ plus night.
Yeah.
And we go and get a pint of Guinness there, and we're looking around, and I say to, I think it was Zai or something, I'm like, neither of these 2 demographics know that the other exists, and they are 500 meters away.
Yeah.
Like the people universally in the Brexit geezer den would have had their hats spinning
Yeah.
had they have seen the smashes that were gathered.
And it's
this-
merely over this wall
Yeah.
of reeds.
and I was like, it's beautiful that these people should never come into contact, but it's great that they can exist so close together.
Yeah, this is the peace wall.
Yeah. The Pontins wall. The Pontins wall keeps you safe and smart.
Dude, speaking of the wall, when me and Josh were walking up to get in here, the entrance, for context, is very far around the back. We saw the purple dome in the distance, which sort of peeks out over the
The North Star.
over the
you
razor
guys.
wire fence of the compound.
Yeah, everything is barbed wired everywhere.
And there's these few stairs that go down. So me and Josh are just looking for the entrance at 3 a.m. And there's like a stairs that go down to a metal security door, and it just says there's like a croc picture on it, and it just says like no trespassing, like no accountability for if you die.
Croc isn't liable
It
in
said-
case
it
you
said,
get
like,
disemboweled.
This door is live.
Yeah. Miles was saying that the sign basically read that if you touch this door, you will die.
So me and Josh,
Chuckles nearly got his head cut off the other day.
we kept walking, and we get around to the convenience store, which is where the boom gate is, and there's a guy there. We haven't seen a human this entire walk across the English countryside in like 2 hours.
Just
He
animals.
starts,
we
he
left-
starts to bar.
The last person, dude, the last person we saw was Zain and the missus 2 hours ago from the trek, and this guy's peeking his head out of the convenience store, and he's like, "Gamer tags," and I wasn't supposed to. I didn't think I was coming to this tournament, but I surprised everyone. So my tag wasn't Don B, it was Slick Rick,
Yeah.
and he's an American smasher. I changed
Slick
all
Rick
my
from the States.
account
All your
details
shit.
on Smashboard, on Smash GG, and he's like, "Gamer tags, can't let you in," and I'm like, "We said our names first," and he was like, "No."
Yeah, it was weird. You're like Slick Rick. He's like, treat him
And
like
he
a
starts to-
prostitute.
Dude, when we met the same guy,
Like flies on a box of fruit.
when we met the same guy, we walked up and they're like gamer tags, and I'm like Envy, and he looks in, he's like, it's not in here, but he has a guy that's next to him who's basically telling him like the order of the alphabet.
The alphabet, yeah. He did the same thing.
Like
yeah.
the guy,
He was
guy.
like, S.
And
That's at
the guy would
back.
kind of look over to like his.
And I'm like, what the fuck?
He would like look over to this henchman next to him, and he'd be like, "That's probably the 4th page." And he'd
Yeah, it was
he'd
so
flip
weird.
it. He like couldn't read. I
He's
think.
like, sorry, at Canberra, we haven't gotten to S yet.
He was kind of having us sweating that we weren't going to be on this list and there was going to be a confrontation because he was going through pages and me and we've just walked. We're just like, it's Slick Rick and Josh, man.
Please, sir.
And he's like, right this way. Let's
Dude, when we were in London, I posted my exact coordinates and said I had clean, cheap heat. And I've been just trying to offload it.
Dude, we were saying it's like Uber, like the service that you're
Yeah, but selling clean, cheap heat is just a solution to so many problems that we never had access to
It's like,
this.
remember when you had to file the cereal yourself? It's like people went to jail for just having heat that was on the books. Before this, there was this fantastic service.
And now we have clean, cheap heat.
Can you imagine, but 2010, before your app kicked off, no one had access to clean, cheap heat for them.
Yeah, come to Pontins, Canberra Sands. I have clean, cheap heat. Hit
for
my
hire.
line. Hit my line. No serial numbers.
300 quid, a pistol, and no questions.
Pontins would be pretty lit if everyone got a pistol at the door with 1 bullet.
Everybody has to hidden carry while they're here.
Dude,
Pontins is lit because no one has heat. So, I lost my phone, guys, and I told Zain, can you just message? I'm pretty sure it's in the Uber. Can you just message the guy? And he goes, yeah, okay. And Caitlin, Zain's girlfriend, is the only one who has a UK SIM. So I leave them, and he says, I'll call tonight. But it's like 1 a.m., and we go to the venue. He comes the next day, and he doesn't come right up to me. So I'm like, oh, my phone's dead. The action's off. There's no phone. But then I ask him, and he goes, oh, I didn't call. He's like, sorry, man. I'm like, don't be sorry. This is actually good because it means we're still live.
Still live.
Because you being crestfallen about the phone, in my mind, meant it was dead. But now you're telling me we've still got a shot.
Yeah.
So we call the guy, and it's barely discernible.
Spit cup.
Bye, spit cup. I'm not nicked anymore, so I don't need it. So we call the guy, and I can barely hear him between his accent and the crackling. I can barely hear him. But for context, Aiden booked my flights here, and God bless his little heart, he booked me a 12-hour earlier flight. I was supposed to be on a 9 p.m., I guess, and now it's 9 a.m. tomorrow, and I still don't have a way to get back to the airport. That's part of the whole thing. But I was going to be phoneless without a way to the airport, and now I just have one of those problems. But we call the guy. It's barely discernible, but I was telling Aiden, I told him we come in from the sheep, and the next thing I tell him is I lost my phone, but there's a 2 birds, 1 stone angle where we call the Uber driver. He has it. We get him to come out to Canberra Sands, and he drives me to Heathrow, and I get my phone back and a lift. And we call him the next day, and he agrees to this. 200 quid cash. I'm like, we sort homie out.
200 bob in your pocket.
It's a lot of money. It's like, anyway, we'll line this guy's pockets, bring the phone, take me where I need to go. He agrees. And I send him the time I need to go, the date, where I need to go, when he needs to be here, everything over a text. And then he texts back that he wants more money for the phone. Now it's more. So he agrees, but now suddenly it's more.
For the phone?
Yeah, now he's holding me hostage.
He says 200 more on top so you get your phone back.
Yeah, and he's like, I can give it to someone in London for like 100. And I can't go to London because I leave at 9 a.m. I have to go straight to Heathrow. So I'm in this predicament where I have no phone and I'm not going to be able to make my flight out of here. I'm going to be the bones that line the mini golf course.
We're gonna find Miles in a year, and he's just like a stone, like frozen in.
Dude, I'm the bad guy. They have another one, and it's just me of these statues.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a new pirate statue after this weekend.
So now I'm pretty drunk at this point when I see his reply text, and I'm like, I need a level head because right now, a grand strategy needs to unfold. You know what I mean? I need to be on my game. But we're talking that night, and we're like, what if we tell him yes, and then we just staunch him when he gets here?
Yeah. So my big plan was to have the guy come and like bring the phone. It's like, yeah, 200 bob in your pocket, whatever you want, and then we just rip him out of the car.
Because he can't have clean, cheap heat.
He can't. In the UK, there's no clean, cheap heat, and so we could just
This is a
just
press
haul
X in
haul his
GTA
ass out.
situation.
Yes, dude.
You just
We
hit
get to
the
the side of the
animation.
car and just haul his
you just
ass
go.
out.
Yeah. I would love to catch a few assault charges before we go home.
Well, it's just like okay.
What are they gonna do?
This guy's willing to hold the phone hostage. Just like come on down to Canberra Sands, where Pontins memories are created.
Well, he should come down and we should play him for it. Mini golf, double or nothing. He gets double the amount of quid or free ride.
So my options at this point, we're weighing up potentially assaulting an Uber driver.
Which we were all kind of down.
Nobody was down. Nobody was down for this.
Assault- maybe
You
not
kept saying
assault,
this.
maybe not
You
assault.
kept saying
Wrong
this,
word.
and he kept saying,
Excuse me, my
"Let's
client.
not do this."
My client said the wrong word.
Yeah.
We were going to take the phone back.
There was going to be an implication.
We were going to take the phone back from the guy who stole it from
Right.
Miles.
We're
take
gonna
back
use his
what's ours,
skin
but
as
we would-
disposable bed
by
sheets
any means
at
necessary.
Pontin Canberra Sands.
Whatever means we needed to do to get the phone back, we would have used. Clean, cheap heat.
Or death. And death. Miles.
So that was one option. And Caitlin was like, why don't you just report him to Uber? And I was like, yeah, but then I never see my phone again. And it's my Gmail account, 2 steps to this. He might be brute forcing it right now for my bank account.
Yeah.
He's probably on a phone he left in an Uber already. He's probably on a separate identity. He
Yeah,
just
like,
reboot
we
on
can-
another app.
We can stop him from, we can
You
put
can
him
punish him,
a little
but you
bit,
can't get the
but
phone back.
Yeah, exactly. So that was one option. Another option was try to meet him in London. Another option was just let the phone be gone and just
Say GG.
say GG. And then because once we shake him down for the phone, he's not going to give me a ride back. So we also need to book a cab that I then get into while he's yelling and I sail off into the night.
That's fine.
By the
though.
way, this all has to go down at 5 a.m. at Pontins, Canberra Sands car park.
Which you still have to do tomorrow
Yes, but I don't have to stand over.
without the shakedown.
Yeah, without the shakedown,
So,
without pressing Y.
It's so funny that your flight home relies on a guy waking up at 3 a.m.
And I still haven't called him. I was going to ask him after the show.
Oh, him. Sure,
Yeah,
you'll call him.
we're gonna book an Uber. We're gonna get you back safe.
I need an Uber. But so we're sleeping on this. And while we were drinking last night, a smasher comes up to me and he's like, I have people in London. Like, I'm on the London Discord, and I know a guy who's there now.
Which I didn't even understand. Like word about you losing your phone has gotten so far that like random London smashers are hearing about it, and it's made it to the UK
and you know what-
Discord
you know what was
that he has
beautiful as
lost
well?
his JB.
is that this guy comes up to me and he knows that he thinks that Slick Rick has lost his JT.
He's like, not Rick.
And this is what this is what I love about
Fantino's got to do something.
This is what I love about EU Smash is like sans any micro celebrity status I have. He was like, Slick Rick's lost his phone.
We've got to do something, lads.
And so he comes up to me and he's like, I know we have London shooters. We can get the phone back tonight. Potentially. Because he's posting in the London.
Like
he
it's
just-
a fucking job. Like it's just like we got a couple boys on the case.
We got clean, cheap heat.
Drillers.
We got guys in London who can make this happen. And because he posted in just the social and he posted, Slick Rick's left his phone with an Uber. Is anyone willing to go and meet an Uber driver tonight for this phone back? Because the guy was apparently, I think he just really didn't want to come down to Canberra Sands and that's why he was trying to up it,
Sure.
which is fair. But
Good thing he didn't. Old buddy would have got.
I get into the
Buddy
venue,
would
right?
take her
The
a
same
ride.
time I'm talking to this guy who's getting on the Discord, Zain, during the Salty Suite, they have fed Zain a heinous amount of drinking.
Yeah, I think he
So
had like 20
drunk.
beers.
So
And
Zayn,
Zayn is standing over a bucket with Charlie and it was almost biblical. He's sitting there like this, and there's people crowded around like disciples listening to him just drunkenly rant. It was beautiful.
Yeah, shortly after this, Zayn, he kind of looks like when you're about to do a finish him move in Mortal Kombat.
he's
like he has his idol pose and he's
doing
like this. and he's learned to walk while doing it, so he's walking towards me, like and he's clearly coming to me, and I'm like, oh no, what does he want? And he comes, he goes, Nick, and I'm like, what's up, Zayn? He gets really close, and he gets really close to my face. He's like, I like you, and I'm like, that's all you want to tell me? He's like, that's all I want to tell you.
Aw.
He gives me a hug, and then he just waddles away. That was the last I saw him that night.
Dude, he came up to me and he's like, Miles, I love you, man. And I was like, I love you too, Zayn. He's like, That's the thing, though, man. I don't feel like you really do deep down. And I was like, no, in my heart, I really do. He's like, you mean that, man? Really? He's like, don't test me on this one. I was like, I mean it. And he's like, taking it back. He's like, that's so cool.
Dude, so Josh put a couple on his liver real hard. Because Zain came up to Josh and he started like trying to box him.
Zain kept
They were
asking to
doing
fight.
he wanted to do body shots.
Yeah, and Josh was sober, wasn't having it, and he kind of hit him in the liver a little too hard. Josh felt bad about it.
Josh sparked the.
I'm starting to think Zain only got good at Melee to hang out with Mango.
Right?
He was on mango mode.
Dude, he went. Yeah, I've never seen Zain get into the mango zone. And all it took was like 6 British people to peer pressure him by walking up on stage after each win.
Anyway, Zain being this drunk is a huge W for me because he has to bring Caitlin to the venue now who is sleeping. Caitlin is the only person who has the phone number of this Uber driver. I was talking through Caitlin's phone. I had to be like, Caitlin, can I use the phone, please? And talk to this guy. That's how I was texting him.
Yeah.
So she has the number. I was using Rachel to call Caitlin, but she was asleep. But because Zain got so drunk, she had to come and pick Zain up. But now I have this UK smasher who's asking for the phone number to post it in the Discord. And I have the 2 people, I can link them. I can put Caitlin in front of the Discord person. And now she can post the phone number in the Discord. Someone calls it. They work out a deal. Someone in London who happens to be coming to Pontins today.
That's crazy.
Linked the phone number with the person who could call. They worked out a thing where luckily this smasher from Discord, his house is near the Uber driver's house, and he put it in his mailbox.
Wow.
So if Zain hadn't gotten fucked up, if UK Smashers hadn't decided to keep feeding Zain beers on stage, you wouldn't have gotten the JB back.
And what is this
JT,
if not Jay that you're experiencing?
In a weird way, it has brought me joy. This whole story.
Yeah.
And this coming together. Yeah, it is a JB.
Well, but thank you. Because I had to fight for my life last night. He's
No,
like,
no,
it's a JT. You're just so sad on that phone, man. And I was like, no, I'm
It's a
not.
spectrum.
Not for me.
No.
Only Jay.
I've seen some of your replies. It's a bit teed. Just a little bit.
Oh my god!
I did have it out with somebody the other night. But
Yeah, I don't think you
I can't
talk about it.
I can't talk about
Oh my! We can't talk about it, but Slime had his most insane interaction with someone yet online.
I basically got a 2-minute voice apology because I took it to the next level. What? I'll tell you later, bro. It's really funny.
You posted bro's address.
I just took it to the next level.
Dude, so this saga unfolding last night, because I feel like it really got started when hungrybox and Zain played on stage last night. It was like an evening salty sweet. They're crushing beers during their set because they keep getting handed them. They both had 6 each on stage, but what people don't know is that Zain had like 10 over the course of the day beforehand.
He's not a drinker.
So they're destroyed. And also one of the other, very funny, I don't want to name them, but one of the other matches that had gone on stage
Dom Hines is freaking out right now.
So one of the people in one of the salty sweet matches apparently was really drunk. So his opponent, out of respect for him, he looked around at like the people near him before he's about to play, and he's like, I'm gonna do a little bit of ket to even it out.
Dude.
And then the set starts like 30 minutes later. They get up and play. Word comes through the crowd to us on the side of the field, and we're all talking to each other. He's like, "Did you guys hear?" He's like, he did all the ket.
Oh my god.
So one person is wasted, one person's on ketamine, and we're watching the money match unfold on the screen.
That's crazy. I like that. That's great hustle, though.
Yeah.
Is Dom Hines getting a bunch of food delivered to him?
Oh my god.
They've brought us a bunch of food.
Wow.
Are these the glizz
Wait,
delivers?
what
the
is this?
trough to us.
Yes.
They've truffed us.
Sure.
Come on.
Yeah.
What is this?
absolutely.
What's going on? Oh, it's watermelon?
Yeah, you
come.
guys watch it.
Watermelon mid podcast?
Oh my god! Why is it so?
Holy shit!
thank
Thank
This
you.
is huge.
Anyone who's volunteering.
Oh, thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you so much.
Any
Thanks to BTS.
financiers? Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate.
So,
I'm And we got watermelon now.
Oh my.
We get treated too good at
All right.
Pontins.
Meanwhile, we're on the side. YB's got the fucking speaker going. We're jamming.
Anyone else starting to agree with alligators?
Yeah.
Oh no.
That's all right.
And fucking me, Kaylin, Donnie, we're packed up. It's going crazy. Everybody's having a great time on the sideline. Dude, Zain is like slowly coming to as time passes. Like he's turning into a more functional drunk as we like get a little more into the night. And he is functional enough that Kaylin turns to him. It's like probably like 11 p.m. It's already looking like a disaster for bracket today at this rate.
Yeah.
And Kaylin is like, Zain, you got to get packed up right now. And then YB jumps on this immediately. He's like, you will feel better. It is good for you. And Zain is like, no, Aiden, tell them I won't do it.
Take your medicine.
And I look up at Zain. I'm nicotine sick. Like I'm sitting in a chair, like borderline ready to vomit, and I look up at Zain and I'm like, it's pretty tight.
I was telling him though, I was like, come on, don't make Zain pack it up for one. And two, by this point, there was already a 100-pound wet bounty, which I was also trying to call off. The boys were having this fantasy of wedgieing Juan.
You can't wedgie Juan.
You can't wedgie Juan. That's what I was saying.
If the Australians wedgie Juan in that state, it's like an act of war.
We were talking
It's
about
like-
this.
it's like
I was
shooting
like
France
the
from
politician
there.
saying,
Shooting the
don't
nukes.
press the button.
Going to wedgie one, nobody wins at the end of the day. Nobody comes out of that live. It's like it's not better for anybody.
No.
I think a big part of the problem, though, was at this point it was established that my phone was going to be gotten back by non-confrontational means, and the boys had had a few, and Geordie specifically was pacing around going, maybe we find another cab driver.
He just wanted blood.
He just wanted conflict, yeah. And I had to tell them, I was like, whatever this...
Calling a cab to Pontins so you can beat up the driver that's done nothing, like just catching an assault charge because you're just so pressed that the first dude who
That's what
wronged
you do
you
for
won't
fun in
show
England.
up.
You order a fight. And a guy just shows up and he's like, all right then.
You actually, if Jordy really wanted it, you send him back to the pub you guys were at and just like,
Yeah. And Jordy's like, guess what, lads? I'm gay. And then he just puts his hands up.
The pints of Guinness had the boys acting unwise at this point.
Jordy has Funko Pops. He shouldn't be trying to fight anybody.
He's changed this weekend.
Pontins brought out Dark Jordy. But
Yeah, do you know about splitting the G?
I've put it together. You haven't explained it, but I think I understand it.
So apparently, in English culture, if you have a pint of Guinness, there's like it's a branded glass, and you try to drink down to where it splits the G.
Yeah, in the G of Guinness, the word.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we've been called. There's multiple games going on right now. There's Pack Watch, where you gotta show that you're tough. So someone
And you lose if you're not.
you lose. Someone will call Pack Watch, and everybody's backed up.
That's so funny.
I love it.
And then-
Everybody's packed up. It's like three
and
guys
like-
doing it. It's like three guys and me
three-
for 10
The
minutes.
three that matter. You were on Pack Watch.
I have a question. If I cut that black currant in half, 3 dot, is that a 1.5 dot?
I don't think you want to cut it because it's a pit like.
Sure.
It's an encased pillow.
It's like an extended release.
Well, this has been what the science has been trying to figure out. Is two 1 dots a 2 dot? Is it linear?
Right. We don't
And
know.
I think
Science doesn't know.
I think it could be exponential.
I like that.
I feel, dude, if it's exponential, 4 will ruin me.
What does it feel like? I never dipped in my life.
Dude, I'm telling you, I'm not a nicotine guy, so I feel like I'm not describing it particularly well, but it's a really intense head rush, kind of like it's like you're doing half a nang for like 30
I've never
minutes.
done a nang, so I don't know what to do.
No, it's not, dude.
It is. You get the same head rush, and your fingers get a little tingly.
Is it like a nang, Miles?
It puts you in the slot.
Slot?
Honestly,
It's
for
hard to
10
explain.
for 10 minutes, you're like, it's gonna be just a great fucking night. And,
Yes,
and then
sir.
it either curbs down or you do another and you feel terrible.
You know what the craziest part is though? You don't need to do another. It's a 60-minute experience. That's what it says on the pack.
Fair enough.
But what the truth is that 3 dot is just crazy, and we should be on the 2s.
Yeah.
Who's ever ripping 4s are like truck drivers and shit.
Dude, yeah, those.
Dude, it's
Like, what do
it's
you
got to be
think of-
only Swedish truck drivers doing
What's
fours.
the introspection when you're buying 4-dot? When you're packing your lip with 4-dot, like what's the self-talk?
I can't wait till this is in my mouth.
You're running it down.
You know what's funny about tobacco is I was thinking about, it's like it's a recreational drug that turns what your body normally makes, which is spit, into poison. So you need to spit it out.
Yeah.
Yes,
Like
sir.
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's just the spit poison.
I don't think anything else does that. It makes what you produce into poison for your body.
I think what we could do is we could get packed up, maybe double packed up tonight, and then we bite somebody and see if we can
make a
them
vampire.
And
Like,
we make a Pontins clown.
Pontins clown.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah.
spawn a Pontins clown.
I'm gonna go knock on somebody's door at 3 a.m. tonight, like rapid
Hey,
with
can
nicotine.
you just invite me in? Like, can you say it out loud?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, there was
Josh made top 8.
Let's
He'd be
go.
friends.
Joshman just
That's
made
awesome.
top
Josh just be
eight.
frenzy. So this is
Hey.
happening right before top 8, which is
Joshman
fun.
just made top 8.
Aiden also made an insane run. You played with your shirt off.
I did good.
No one asked for that.
Dude, it is so that's my last complaint about the venue, because the venue is actually surprisingly nice. I would say, but apparently the AC at the venue broke 2 weeks ago.
That's just what they tell everybody.
So it's been Pontins. It's perpetually been broken 2 weeks ago.
The Pontins clown put too many bones in the AC fan.
And I had a decent run. Made it into bracket today after like 2 rounds of round robin pools, which were really intense.
I saw him clutch, love.
And
he
it's
clutched
so-
the game 5, love.
So
You're
fucking
different now.
hot.
He's different.
I got an okay.
I was proud of him.
The shirt off help. I powered up with the shirt off because I'm not fucking.
You proud of the
sweating
shirt
through.
off and the Merlot nails
Merlot nails
and the glitter
the
bomb.
glit.
The glitterous.
The one person I was gonna bring up was the peach player, which I was surprised I managed to beat, was fecfec, because I had not heard about these people before this weekend. There's a team,
2 sisters.
fecfec and I4, 2 sisters from France that are apparently like the new wave, like Nut Vaves, Run Riot Tempo team of Europe, who
They got 3rd in
they
doubles.
got 3rd in doubles. They're amazing. They're way better, like
For
proportional.
people who don't play Melee, I think me and Aiden got like
Dude, we did terrible.
40th or something.
Also, they've been playing for like 3 years or something, these girls, right?
which for people who
Yeah.
don't play Melee is a very short time.
It's not a very long time.
Yeah.
And they're both really good in singles as well, but even better together in doubles. And it's just like we walked, and we came to the venue, and then immediately there's like rumors passing through the
Have you heard
crowd
of the
about like.
sisters? Have you heard of the sisters?
Have you heard about the sisters from
Yes.
France that are like godlike at doubles? And and apparently they're part of a family of
Smasher
4,
family.
a smasher family of 4, who all 4 siblings who all play Melee and are all really good. And I'm like, it's the second coming of the Lindgrens.
Yeah, the Armadas. And then they'll all eventually transition over to 70 star.
Yeah. The I4 is going to be a goated 70-star runner in like 7 years. that's a Cone.
Oh,
he's the guy.
He's cool.
He's the head TO of Air.
He's cool as fuck. I like
Yeah.
that guy.
He drove down from so he lives in Newcastle. That's about a 6.5 hour drive down, and he brought a trailer and a bunch of people from Newcastle on the way, but their car broke down like twice on
Is
the
that
way.
just what happens here?
They had a 12-hour drive, and at one point the trailer broke, so they're waiting for someone to come assist them on the side of the road, and they have a picture of a group of 6 people on the side of the highway playing board games.
That's tight.
Yeah.
All right, hey, to take us out of here, everyone, we'll start with Aiden. Everyone give your review of Pontins Resort.
It's got to, I mean,
So give a short review and then a star rating 1 to 5.
I think there's so few places in life that you can go and truly surprise you. I didn't know a place like this existed, and for 25 pounds a night, I can't imagine.
Can't fucking beat that.
I
I
can't
put more
imagine a
than that in
more
the
memorable
meter.
experience. It's
You
almost
loaded the meter till next decade.
Tapping-
That's
by the way.
parking for an hour in LA.
tapping up the meter was like a recreational experience. It's like, fuck yeah, I want to pay for my electricity. 4 stars, easy.
4 stars. Miles?
Pontins is what you make of it. But I've had a great time here. I think this brings us back to what it's all about with Melee, and for that I have to give it 5 stars. It's brought everybody here across Europe, us. This is the core boiled down and smoked by the clown experience of what I love. This is
What other tournament could you go to where you battle with sheep, find a mystery family of melee players?
There's Irish people.
There's Irish people. I'm also happy that like all the Australians got to kind of cross over with EU melee too. I thought that was cool.
Dude, yeah, it's beautiful the way everybody interacts together, and I think I'm someone who worries when I think American majors are awesome when it's big top 8 and these massive convention centers and stuff, but to be in the upstairs of this place with like beer soaked it smells like a barn a bit.
It does.
And people play doubles, and it's just
it's crazy out here.
yeah. I think it is what you make of it, and we've made so much of it. I have to give it 5.
I mean, look, I've been saying it since I got here. Everyone says, "Ooh, you're at Pontins, ooh, this and that," and it's like, you know what? If I was at 1910s fucking depression, 1920s depression era child, this would be heaven on earth for a boy like me.
Yeah, I can shoot myself in the head after one day here because I will have seen all of life and everything it has to offer.
Yes, and the color. I think Pontins represents this like weird inverted, like rotted core of dreams and ambition, and it's dying. Everything's dying.
Yeah.
It's so fucked up and it's weird and it's like
it's beautiful.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful in this like dystopic way. It's like we have a little bit more time left. The climate's fucked up and the green is rotting and the Lenin statue's hands fell off, but we're here for just a little bit. And that to me is priceless. 3 stars. 5 stars.
5 stars?
5 stars.
Well done. Yeah, I think that I came here kind of scared. I might get a bed bug or two. I might, not have very good nights of sleep or catch a new type of COVID, like a British COVID.
Pontins COVID.
Pontins COVID. But I left feeling like I saw a new color. Kind of like, I didn't know this was even possible.
I didn't know a place like this could exist.
I didn't know
Heaven
I
is a
could
place on Earth.
I don't know I could feel this way. And all that included and considered with the arcade, and you could basically raise a small family here. They do let the French in, which is
that's a ding.
Which is a star off. So I give it 4 stars total. And if you're ever in London, I recommend short drive from Canberra. Just stay at Pontins, and you can drive into the city during the day to see the attractions. But it's a lovely time, and I hope. Well, I guess no. I don't ever have to come back.
I think coming back would be weird.
Yeah,
There'll never be a tournament like this again.
No.
If Fate 4 is at Pontins, I'll bet your ass I'm here again. But there's no other reason for me to come.
Sometimes I watch something on TV or the internet, and I'm like, man, that thing just happened and it went, and I wasn't fucking there, and I'm that's sad, and I'll never have it back. And to go now wouldn't be the same. And I feel lucky that I'm in the video and you're watching. You're unlucky. That's how I feel.
You are unlucky.
That you didn't come to Fate 3 by the sea.
Hey, thanks for watching The Yard. Everyone tweet at Ludwig your favorite shape so we can confuse him.
Yeah, he won't know
because
what
he's
hit
not
him.
here. So just pick a shape, your favorite.
He needs a motorcycle now to feel alive.
I
So
like
this'll-
trapezoids.
And we'll see you in the premium episode. Goodbye now.
Bye-bye.
Let's be respectful on Child News Network. We don't fart on the mic.
Oh, that's a man fart. You cannot do that. You cannot do that on Child News Network.
Dude, that's the funniest thing you've ever said. He goes, that's the man fart.